Operation, stop thinking about your boyfriend, day one. Stop thinking about your totally just like full-on boyfriend at this point. Day one. Let's see, the optimal distracting task would be work, of course. Perhaps I could begin with the transforming aroma I thought of yesterday. Oh, but that idea came about during our date. I should be avoiding any and all memories tied to him at the moment. This may prove more difficult than I anticipated. No matter, I'll just warm up with a nice bergamot scent for now. Periwinkle retrieves a few empty vials from his box of perfume supplies and readies his wand, but instead of the bright green drops he expected, what comes out is a familiar pale pink. Peach? That isn't right at all. He seals the bottle and moves on to the next, which much to his dismay yields the same result. Well, time to only sell Peach. Peach, Peach scented potions forever. Or like more, I'll say potions, I guess more like perfumes. Okay, magic is tied to emotions. I mustn't get frustrated, I have to focus. Deep breaths, it never helps of course, so just imagine the desired scent and... He tries for the third time. And yet, Peach again! This is a waste of supplies, so much for my attempt at diligence. If I can't conjure other scents, I'll have to find something else to occupy my time. Housework. I can finally get some chores done around here. Nothing could possibly distract me from finishing the day. They are the distraction. Oh, that's right, I still had the laundry to put away, didn't I? Periwinkle walks into his bedroom to face the pile of clothes he hadn't folded yet. Whenever I tell myself I'll get to it later, I tend to leave it for days. But the single large pile he expected wasn't there. Instead, it was split into two, with one half already neatly folded. I don't remember making this much progress. No, Pastel did this, didn't he? When he came to pick me up yesterday. 'Cause, curses, he's too good. I can't touch this right now. Periwinkle covers the pile of neatly folded clothes with the rest of the unfolded ones in retaliation and just mess up the pile. There, one less reminder to worry about. Now I'm gonna have to think of something else to do. So far, my attempts at forgetting about Pastel have been completely futile. But that's perfectly fine, no one said it was going to be easy. Ironically, the more you tell yourself not to think of something, the more your mind will be enticed by it. That is true. That is true. For me anyway, whenever I play like a horror game, sometimes there's like a jump scare that's like really scary. At the time, I don't think much about it, but then it just sticks in my mind, and now I think about the evil, scary monster in my head the entire time. It takes a while for it to go away. Anyway, I mustn't let this consume me. I have to find ways to relax. A nice bath should help calm the nerves. Later that evening, I'm feeling so refreshed. I could do just about anything. I should try cooking for myself tonight. Now there's a task that requires my full attention. Periwinkle opens the fridge for ideas. A pint of milk, a few cups of yogurt, some eggs, whipped cream. There isn't much in the way of meals, is there? This is why I never cook. But I could try making an omelette, breakfast or dinner. Oh, what fun. Periwinkle cheerfully reaches for the eggs, then pauses. Actually, can I cook without magic? He turns to face the stove. This burner is the kind you light with a spell. I'm far too nervous my magic's gonna come out smelling like peaches again. Periwinkle slams the fridge shut. Well, forget cooking. What was I thinking? I'm not cut out to be a chef. Pastel, on the other hand. No. Thinking of him in this delightfully domestic context is especially banned. No matter how much I want to eat his cooking now, he's obviously the type to be good at it. This is depressing. I'm already right back to where I started. I'll just order takeout. Get some pineapple pizza. Periwinkle goes to bed at night utterly incapable of forgetting about Pastel. Operation Seriously, do not think about that boy. Day 2. I've tried working, I've tried doing chores, I've even tried to cook. All miserable failures. That's why today I'm taking drastic measures. Complete escapism. Time to play video games now. I'm returning to my roots. I'll reread one of my favorite series. If nothing else, it should make a nice source of inspiration. Yes, reading manga, of course. Periwinkle pulls out a volume 1 of a certain manga from his bookshelf. Fabric of Our Love. How many years has it been? I mean, this is just reading like a romance shoujo manga. This is even worse. You should read like a horror manga instead. Read some Junji Ito or something, Even though actually, I don't like, I gotta be honest, Junji Ito, he's like a very iconic artist, for making horror manga. I don't like most of his work though. I mean, I don't hate it, but Most of his stuff actually is just not scary. I don't know how to put it. Like, it's not scary in like the actually scary way. Most of his works are just kind of disgusting, to be honest. It's like, but that's the point. It's like more of like a shock factor than it is like super scary. However, I do like some of his works. I like the ones where he touches upon like psychological horror. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. The dresses were always drawn so beautifully in this series. I still think of them from time to time. It's a story of a girl who's fallen for a handsome prince. Standard fare for the types of manga I read. Yes, very cheesy romance. Her mother is a talented seamstress who designs all sorts of dazzling gowns for her to wear. When the prince sees her once, he becomes smitten with her. At first, she's in heaven. This is the prince of her dreams. But she soon wonders the prince is only attracted to the dresses, the glamour, and not the poor girl underneath. Until the prince reveals, I shouldn't spoil it, the ending's too sweet. No spoilers. After admiring the cover art for a while, Periwinkle finally opens the book and begins to read. That's something I don't do actually. Rereading manga, and also just in general, anime, even video games. I don't do that very often, I feel like that's a thing that a lot of people do. They just like go through a thing they've already read or experienced again, I guess, for the nostalgia factor maybe. I just kind of don't do that because I'm like, I've already read this. What's the point, I've already consumed the experience into my brain. And even though I might not remember everything, the plot itself is not surprising anymore. So, there's no point anyway. But that's just me, I guess. I'm a weirdo. Just as lovely as I remember, such delicate line work. I wouldn't blame that prince for noticing the dresses before the girl. They really are so beautiful. Come to think of it, the way this prince is drawn, his short, fluffy hair, his gentle features remind me of... Periwinkle closes the book in a panic. That was dangerous. I can't risk even thinking of his name. Thou, or thou, he. How do you say? What's the Harry Potter thing? I'm just reminded of Harry Potter because of the whole magic thing. Thou, or he, or why can't I say it? He who shall not be named. Yes, that's the word. Basically, Voldemort. Anyway. Recently, I think the only anime you ever rewatched was One Punch Man for the cinematic experience. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't really rewatch series, but I do watch clips, I guess. If I'm feeling like, oh, remember that time that one thing happened, I would like look up the clip on YouTube, I guess, or something. Though often, the clip isn't there because of copyright reasons, unless the original publisher puts it on YouTube, I guess. Otherwise, anyway. Well, that was dangerous. I can't even risk even thinking his name. There's even a later chapter where he's dressed in servant's clothing. There are too many parallels. Periwinkle rolls across his bed and slides the book back into its place on the shelf. This isn't fair. How can one of my most beloved series be off limits in my time of need? He scans through the different titles once more before landing on a 12-volume series. I don't remember this one as clearly, but as an all-girls story, it should be safe. Ah yes, Yuri. It's just Yuri. Shoujo Ai, you see. Periwinkle pulls the new book from his shelf and quietly immerses himself in this fictional world. Before I knew it, I finished reading all 12 volumes, and that's how I do things, by the way. I end up reading a manga. That's why I never like reading manga that are like being released, because they're still being made. I often like reading ones that are just completed, so I could just like... I mean, I don't mean to, but like I just end up reading the entire thing in one day. And that's a bit too much because I end up losing sleep over it. Anyway, but I finished reading all 12 volumes. The whole day had flown right by. I couldn't help but keep turning the pages. The story was much more than I remembered. The protagonist was nothing to write home about, but her childhood friend, what a moving character arc. She's very charismatic from the start, the kind of person you think has it all figured out, but you couldn't be more wrong. Over the course of the series, she goes through so many love interests. Back in the day, I assumed it was because the author couldn't make up their mind. Reading all at once, it must have been planned from the beginning. These doomed relationships are merely self-sabotage, a distraction from pursuing her one true love. She never realizes the obvious answer until the very end, with an emotional finale. And when she finally confesses the two girls share their first kiss, it always goes like that, I feel like there's only a few manga out there that actually progress the relationship beyond just the first kiss. They always just do that, And then I love you, and then that's it. That's the end of the manga. They never actually go beyond that. Anyway. The fireworks. Could anything be more romantic? Her tears of happiness. Finally being honest with herself and with her best friend. How lovely. The well of loneliness that is her character was portrayed so flawlessly. She's the most real of them all. Ending the story in any other way would have been an injustice. She deserves the world. I own this author's follow-up series as well, don't I? Time to get some snacks and start searching for it. I can't resist diving in right away. Just never sleep, by the way. Operation Escape Reality, Day 3. Periwinkle continued to read. And read. And read. Just never sleep, never eat. Until he heard a knock at his door. Pastel? No, that isn't his knock. Oh wait, I was trying to forget about him. Though I suppose it means I was successful for a while. I forgot that I was avoiding something to begin with. When he opens the door, Periwinkle is greeted by a small crowd of friends and acquaintances. Okay. Himbo witch? What do you mean himbo witch? What does he sound like? Periwinkle, get dressed. We're hitting the clubs. That's what I assume a himbo sounds like. Wow, the whole cavalry's arrived. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to decline. Tonight's isn't gonna work for me. What? But no one's seen you in ages. You haven't the baddest for a new scene, have you? Oh, nothing like that. I've been a little preoccupied. I'm taking some time to myself at the moment. Nothing wrong with a little self-care, or rather, nothing wrong with a little self-care, but are you sure you don't want to come out and enjoy the nightlife? I don't know. I found so far behind my work. Choosing work over getting laid? I know something's up with you. How offensive. I have more going on than just going out and flirting with everyone I meet. Of course. Of course. I do appreciate the invitation, though. Thank you for thinking of me. We just had to come make sure you were still alive. The clubs are lonely without you. I'll have to make my grand return some other time then. Have a lovely evening. The group waves goodbye and disappears in the night. Is that just what you do? Just a random group goes past your house? Causing such a ruckus. Get off my lawn! Anyway, what? It's been a while since I've had to turn them down. Periwinkle leans his back against the door and sighs. I'm definitely not in any state to go clubbing right now. No matter how much it warms my heart to know that I am missed, I will be making the same mistake as the other night. I can't go recklessly diving into the comforting arms of another as long as my mind is so hung up on Pastel. For how long will I remain in this state? Shutting myself away, binge reading comics. This is how I become a hikikomori. These were emergency measures. I can't avoid the outside world forever. In any case, shouldn't Pastel be returning here at some point? From where we left off, I've expected him to come knocking as soon as possible. It has been 3 full days now, hasn't it? How long could he possibly abstain from my touch, or is something wrong? I shouldn't be thinking about any of this, but I'm beginning to feel annoyed, confused. If he never comes back, I suppose my problem will go away on its own. But I hate the thought of that. As things are now, I'd only be haunted by thoughts of what I could have possibly done wrong. What is my plan then? Continuing to ping-pong back and forth between these extreme emotional states. He rubs his eyes in exhaustion. I'll worry about this tomorrow. Periwinkle slips back into his room and tucks himself into bed with his books. But an hour later, another knock comes. This time the pattern is unmistakable. Pastel is here. Well. So he's come after all. Despite all my hard work of trying to forget, I've actually been waiting for this moment, haven't I? I don't care what these feelings might mean anymore. I'm tired of fighting them. I just want Pastel. Okay. He opens the door, and sure enough, Pastel is the one he finds standing there. Hi. Why, good evening. What could you have possibly come for at this hour? To, pick up where we left off the other night, maybe. It's about time. Come in. Sorry, I meant to come see you again sooner. I had a few things to sort out before I... Hush now. That's not where we left off at all, was it? Yeah, I guess not. I'm more interested in how you got me home that night. You see, the last thing I remember is sitting on that bench. Well, I was having a hard time waking you up, so I just ended up carrying you. The whole way, by yourself. I mean, having a broom to ride helped a lot. You just flew? I guess that's just how it works, I guess. Instead of cars, witches have brooms. Periwinkle closes in. We roll it together then. That was the easiest way, yes. You must have held me close so I wouldn't fall. I did. Put your hands all over me, huh? I didn't fill you up while you were unconscious. He gives him a big kiss. I was only kidding. Okay. But you also changed my clothes. Because I thought you would be more comfortable that way. It was an innocent gesture. I can't believe you saw my bare chest. I've already seen it though. Kia, okay. Kia. The anime girl Kia. Kia. Pastel suddenly lifts him by the waist and hoists him over his shoulder. Pastel? Wait, please, handle me more delicately. Alright. When they reach the bed, Pastel falls backwards onto it, taking Periwinkle with him. Okay. Fade to black? Fade to black? Yeah, no. They pause there a moment, last fading to a soft breath. You forgot to turn the light off. You should always turn the light off. Was there like an NPC KC game about like... Well, you shouldn't turn off the lights anyway. Well, I can't get up now. How could it be so impatient after making me wait for so long? Well. Alright, fade to black. No, you can't see any of that. 18 plus only. There's a lot of those scenes. I wake to a rustling sound. My bed is empty again, but when I roll over, Pastel is there, standing in front of my closet. I sit up, rubbing the sleep from my eyes. He's holding a box. As he lifts it on top of the shelf, its contents shift, making a clattering noise. Utterly confused at what he's doing, I finally call out to him. Pastel. Sorry, I didn't mean to break anything, I promise. What are you doing in my closet? I feel like that's a double entendre there. Anyway, you said I could clean up. Is there anything I can't speak. Is there anything I won't agree to you, or is there anything I won't agree to in my sleep? So I'm trying to say, I don't know why I can't say that sentence. I'm sorry, I thought you were awake when I asked. I'll stop. It's fine. I just didn't expect to wake up to you rifling through my things. It really wasn't my intention, I just felt like organizing stuff. What do people normally do on the morning after? I guess I should have made breakfast. I want to eat pancakes. Great, I'll make some. Pastel practically bolts in the room to get started cooking. Oh, Pastel. Looking around the room, he did much more than organize my closet. The books I've been reading were all tucked back into the proper places on the bookshelf. The clothes that had been strewn across the floor, otherwise left hanging in ridiculous places, now sat in the hamper waiting to be washed. Even the pile of unfolded laundry had previously abandoned was now absent, properly folded and placed into the appropriate drawers by Pastel. In a word, I'm in awe. How long had he been at this, and all the while I slept? It shouldn't even be possible. I have so much floor space than I remembered. How do you manage to do that? It's just a little thing called cleaning up. You ever try that? Periwinkle puts on a fresh pair of pajamas and walks out of the kitchen in a daze. Hey, pancakes are ready. Oh, is it too soon to say I love you? Please enjoy. Periwinkle takes a seat at the table and digs in. They're delicious. Perfectly light and fluffy, the optimal amount of syrup and whipped cream. It can also revive you if you're knocked out after taking too much damage. Anyway, everybody's so heavenly I could cry. I had never felt so emotional over food. What has this boy done to me? I was right about him being the culinary type. I didn't think I would get to try his cooking so soon. This is a surprise attack. But how did those get there? I have to ask. Pastel, where'd you get these strawberries? Oh, I saw you had some jam, so I used a little magic to change his form. He was just like manipulate the time-space continuum to make the jam travel back in time into a strawberry. You know, there's no big deal. Is that okay? Maybe I should have asked first. I just remember you like strawberries, so... Is there any limit to how thoughtful one can be? It's more than okay. It's the best breakfast I ever had. I'm sure you're exaggerating. They're just pancakes. Careful, my sweet. If you say it like that, I'm going to start asking you to cook my every meal. Fine, you got me. They're special gourmet pancakes I can only whip up every once in a while. Lucky me. Periwinkle finishes his pancakes while Pastel begins washing the dishes. This may just be the most spoiled I've ever felt. Being with Pastel is like getting caught in an endless whirlwind of positive feelings. No wonder I've become so obsessed with him. This boy is dangerously kind. Dangerously kind, oh no. After these past few emotional, tumultuous days, how could I possibly turn away from his comfort? Miracle rests his elbows on the table, head tilted in the palms as he watches Pastel in his kitchen. Out of curiosity. Earlier, before I woke up, what made you ask to start cleaning my room? Oh, I noticed it was getting harder to walk around. I think I stepped on some of your clothes when I, carried you there last night. Sorry. There's nothing to apologize for, it was fun. Anyway, I felt a little bad about it, so I figured if I'm going to be coming back here so often, I might as well help clean up. I'm not getting ahead of myself, am I? Sorry, I didn't mean... Not at all. Startled by the sudden outburst, Pastel stops what he's doing. Silly Pastel. You're always welcome here, heart. Just heart. Well, thank you. Fine. Okay, enough, I'll admit it. I'm stupidly, desperately, absolutely, ridiculously in love with Pastel. There I said it, or at least I'm saying it to myself. I'll accept this, Pastel is incredible. Who wouldn't fall for him? Says the developer, by the way, just a reminder. The developer of this game was tweeting so much of this game. She was like fangirling over her like OC Pastel. So I feel like this is breaking the fourth wall a little bit. Anyway. I don't want anyone else anymore. I've been poisoned by this perfect boy. The problem now is what to do about it. Well, first, you put a ring on it? No, weird question, but would you want to, date you? Yes. Clean the rest of your house together? It'll be more fun than it sounds. If you get bored, we could do something else. Pastel. I just thought if we did it together, you get to say where everything goes so nothing ends up getting lost. Pastel. And it's totally fine if you don't want me going through your stuff anymore. Really don't have to. Pastel is fine. I think it's a lovely idea. Really? Yes, in fact, I appreciate your help. One thing or another has always come up when I try to clean my own. I'm simply useless at it. Then I'll take the lead. I want to start with these boxes by the couch. How romantic, just cleaning up your house together. The perfect date. Anyway, Pastel already had a plan for everything, it seemed. His energy was contagious. He was certain that it would be fun. It was entertaining even just watching him go. To see him dart around the room so energetically, finding the perfect place for every little thing. He truly has a talent for organization. Meanwhile, I mostly play the role of assistant, who would ask for my input every now and then, or instruct me to place something he found somewhere across the room. He made little decisions like that so easily. If it were me, I'd get stuck on every little thing. But he saw everything through, effortlessly. It was nothing short of amazing. Just like basic organization skills. And so, in a short few hours, I don't know, maybe it is impressive for like witches. All these fancy witches and their fancy magic. They just use magic to solve all their problems. I guess Pastel has learned a thing or two about being normal. You know, a normal human being. They can't rely on to use magic on everything. For whatever reason, I feel like in every kind of fictional story, I have like a bias against like magic wielding people. For whatever reason, they're like so smug. They just feel like they're better than us. Anyway, the entire house has become neat and tidy. Okay, I think I'm satisfied. You? Don't you think you deserve to be rewarded for all your hard work? I should have seen that one coming. But no, not right now. I should actually get going. You won't stay. I promised Gumdruk I'll be back for the afternoon shift. She'll start to worry if I don't come back soon. I'll save your reward for next time then. Pastel slips on his jacket and shoes. Just before he leaves, he turns back to face Periwinkle. By the way, I was thinking. Yes? There are some days my friends travel out of town for alchemy stuff. So if you ever wanted to drop by while I'm working on those days, I think that'd be okay. That's the most I can do right now, sorry. I'll gladly take you up on that. I'd love to keep you company. Great. Okay then. Pastel gives him a quick peck on the cheek, before saying goodbye and walking out the door. Oh, what was all of that? It was extremely domestic. I can't be imagining things, can I? He said it was okay to come and visit him. That has to mean something, doesn't it? Periwinkle begins pacing around the room. Now, let's not get carried away. This is a delicate situation. Dropping these intense feelings on him out of nowhere may only serve to scare him off. Neither of us was looking for a committed relationship from the beginning. That was made explicitly clear early on. And yet, he isn't playing fair. My heart can't take this. It goes doki doki. Periwinkle throws himself onto the couch dramatically. There's no way I'll be able to stop thinking of him now. Even being at home has become a reminder in and of itself. Everything is nice because of him, and now I'm suffering. Why are we here? Just to suffer? This is simply too much. There has to be a way for me to safely indulge in these romantic feelings. Things are fine as they are, progressing even. If I just let it run its natural course, then maybe we'll end up... What do I want out of this? To be with him forever? Me? I haven't had a single healthy long-term relationship in my entire life. Love isn't in the cards for someone like me. I can't even recognize myself right now. Calm down. I'm overreacting again. Nothing has effectively changed just yet. I can't keep fighting myself on this. I'm in love with Pastel, no matter what it entails, that's the reality. He still isn't quite ready for me to meet his friends, which means there isn't any room to advance further at the moment. I have to be patient. At the very least, I hope accepting all this lets my magic return to normal. I need a nap. Okay. And so, over the next few weeks, Periwinkle would come by Tilly's Sweets to spend time with Pastel. Alright, let's load the favorite one and boom! He always stood there so sweetly behind the counter, and then I would waltz in pretending to be just another customer browsing the aisles before meandering over to him. Oh yeah, sometimes I forget them. Well, I don't know. It's such a slight difference, but like, you know, when this little window comes out, I assume that Periwinkle is the narrator, so I gotta like do his voice, I guess, not just do my normal narrator voice. Anyway, and then what's always pretending to be another customer browsing the aisles before meandering over to him. Others were stopping every now and again, but there was ample time in which I had him completely to myself. That's when I take the opportunity to chat. This place smells just like you, my sweet. I think it's the other way around. Do I smell like candy or something? Why else do you think I want to eat you up? Please don't say things like that when there are customers here. Customers? I don't see anyone. I know, I mean, just in general. You don't want to get turned on at work. Oh my god. Thirstmaster, stop it. Thirstmaster 9000. That's not allowed. Our exchanges were mostly innocent, unlike other partners I paid visits to in the past. He was very adamant about not fooling around at work. Not that it ever stopped me from teasing him about it. Naughty boy. Periwinkle watches as Pastel, armed with a rag and a bottle of cleaner, sprays down the counter in front of him. I think I underestimate your love of cleaning. Are you making fun of me? This is my job, you know. Oh, should I have paid you when you clean my house? I'll send you an invoice. Could I pay you in kisses? That's hard to turn down, actually. It was fun seeing him hard at work. The only side of him most people would ever be aware of. They'll never know of the lust bubbling beneath the surface, his nervous, vulnerable laughter when I've said something he wanted to hear. His gentle touch, the way he can take my hand so casually and yet becomes a stuttering mess as soon as I lean over him. His sense of humor, his sincerity, his quirks. His general desire to always provide the exact perfect thing to make me smile. No, the depths of Pastel are reserved for me alone. Heart, not hearts. Welcome to Interior Suites. Okay, just working there now. No? Periwinkle gives a little twirl and winks to Pastel, who's trying his best to stifle his laughter. How was that? You think it suits me? Not in the slightest. You're too elegant for a place like this. I can be cute too, can't I? You are, but you're gonna need more than that on your resume if you want the job. What, you mean I can't get in through nepotism alone? You know, that's corruption, you know? It looks like you already have a successful career in another field. You're overqualified, so I'm gonna have to turn you down. Always the case, always too overqualified for everything. Never get a job because of that. You're right. Besides, if you're my boss, you probably have to stop fucking. You know, that's against the rules. It's called, fraternizing? No, it's in the workplace policy. Perry. I truly, truly love him. Even the days we talked about nothing at all, I wouldn't give up for the world. And the days we would open up to me even more so. Sigh can be really frustrating sometimes. Sigh. Is that I guess that was a nickname for syrup? Sigh, right? Or, no. But she's my best friend. I still care about her, even when she messes up. She's lucky to have you. Yeah, she really is. Anyone else would have given up on her by now. For years, she would just lock herself in her lab, making all this candy, bragging about how cool her alchemy is compared to magic. She barely ever talked to anyone else, and when she did, she was to berate them over something. Who treats their own customers like that? Who do you think pays for the roof over our heads? Oops, I hit my pop. Sometimes I do some body acting. By the way, you never see it. I move my hands while I say these lines. Anyway, sorry. I don't want to give you a bad impression of her. She's gotten much better recently. It sounds complicated. At least your patience paying off, Yeah, seems like it. At one point, it was kind of up to a coin toss on whether I stay or go. A coin toss? How extreme. Not literally. It was more like whether or not she could prove she actually felt empathy. Anyway, it turns out she's not a complete monster, so here I am, at least in the canonical timeline. You know, the other timelines, not so much. Pastel actually does leave in some of the routes in the original game, Syrup and the Ultimate Suite. Sorry, I'm so giving you a bad impression, aren't I? You can just disregard everything I said. Sigh is great, or C. I don't know. How you say, I mean, syrup, right? Syrup, but then how do you shorten that? It doesn't really shorten the C. C. Do you say C? Is it C? CC? Or is it Psy? Because I think when it looks SY, it's kind of like Psy. Anyway, Psy is great. I believe you. She must be if you put up with her so much from her. Yeah. I treasured every moment I got to spend with Pastel. Even without a label on what exactly our relationship was, I could enjoy myself all the same. In truth, I was only biding my time, but it didn't really feel like that at all. Just being near him was enough. One day, he finally asked it, the question I've been wanting to hear. Do you want to meet my friends? Well, yes, but are you sure? No, but it feels stupid to keep avoiding it. I started worrying it would happen on accident one of these days. I don't think I would survive that, so we should just go before I change my mind. Right now? Yes, come on. Okay. Pastel takes Periwinkle by the hand, and the pair hastily makes their way to Attilier's suites. You know, I feel like it's like meeting his parents or something. But like, I mean, I don't know. Does Pastel have parents? These characters don't seem to have parents. I'm trying to think. Well, there was one parent, I think, figure. I mean, usually in these fictional stories, the parents are not really involved. But I remember one of the Lonely Wolf Treat series games. There's like, I think a mother that was like referenced one time to one of the characters. But anyway, no, I'm trying to think. No, actually, no. No, there's multiple. No, there's parents actually. I remember, yeah, there was like multiple parents that was mentioned in the other like Lonely Wolf Treat series games. But I'm trying to think like in this game, you know, the games where these characters come from, parents aren't really mentioned at all. Anyway, slightly out of breath, Pastel stops just before they reach their destination. Okay, give me a minute. After you rush all the way here, come back down now, my sweet. I know, I'm preparing mentally. I've never done this before. I know it'll be fine. I just take your time. We'll go in when you're ready. Because it's just weird, you know. I mean, you know, introducing your partner to your parents. I mean, that's the thing, right? That's a cliche I always see. But like to your friends, is that weird? I feel like your friends are easier, you know, because they don't give a shit, you know, for the most part. I imagine, at least if they're good friends, anyway. Okay, I think I'm only getting more nervous standing out here thinking about it. Let's just go in. After you. The meeting itself was nothing memorable. Gumdrop was incredibly human for a golem made out of candy. You know, there they are, by the way. Cyril was about what I expected, curt but also warm. For all its build-up, the interaction itself was anticlimactic. A quick exchange of pleasantries before the candy alchemist called her golem back downstairs. It didn't feel real. It acted normal, come across as our usual self. It only just happened, was already a blur. I held Pastel's hand in the end. I remember that. He'd been so nervous I could practically hear his heart beating out of his chest. What was there to be nervous about? I still don't really understand that part. Anyway, I had understood just how stressful it would be for him. I felt guilty of having put him through it, although the idea was his to begin with. He decided to go through that for himself or for me. This seemingly mundane interaction that meant so much for both of us. Pastel? Sorry, I'm okay. I feel stupid having made such a big deal of it. Of course it'll all turn out just fine. He was important to you. We all get worked up over things we care about, don't we? Are you including yourself in that? You seem like you always have it together. Oh, am I hiding it that well? Anyway, we can go. Or we can go, rather. This is just the end of a sentence. I thought he was going somewhere. We can go to the moon. No? No. How is he going to react when he discovers what a mess I've been? Estelle walks me home and promises to return later tonight. Things will move forward from here, won't they? Or is it too soon? Maybe it's too much for one day. I don't want to add to his stress. Why is this so difficult? His perception of me could be completely destroyed, tarnished. But that's a risk worth taking, isn't it? That night, Periwinkle laid on the floor in the middle of his living room and waited. Okay, that's what you do? I guess you have a rug. Just on the rug. I expected this night to come eventually, yet I still don't feel any more prepared for it. Periwinkle idly taps his wand to one of the candies on the table. Still peachy. The curse is not yet lifted. Pastel's knock finally comes, and Periwinkle rises to answer. Oh, it smells nice in here. Is that your magic? You like it? It's my latest specialty. What a treat. Have you eaten it yet? Or have you eaten yet? I can make a special dinner. Oh, what's the occasion? Celebrating the fact nothing went horribly wrong today. I brought a few things. If I could just borrow your stove. By all means. I once again find myself in the excruciatingly domestic situation of watching Pastel prepare a meal in my kitchen. There's no way he doesn't realize it, right? That we've been acting as a couple for a long time now. It's just that neither of us have bothered to address it. Shouldn't be properly acknowledged. Pastel chats with me as he cooks, but I'm immediately distracted by these thoughts. Perhaps putting a name to it only causes it to unravel. Currently, there's no expectation. We're free to see whoever else we like. Though it doesn't seem like either of us are doing that. Pastel approaches the table where Periwinkle sits, holding a plate in each hand. Ta-da! Pasta's ready. It's delicious. Ooh, bon appetit. Maybe he's already decided we're a couple, and I'm just obsessing over formalities. What does it matter, as long as the two of us are happy? I really am happy. His cooking tastes wonderful. Perry, you okay? Yes? You were being so quiet, I started to worry that I messed up our dinner somehow. No, it's delicious. I was just lost in the pasta, lost in the sauce, is all. Forgive me, I didn't mean to worry you. I need to get out of my own head. Pastel is here in front of me, and I'm too distracted to savor it. I have just too much monologuing, just all of the monologue, because I'm the protagonist of this visual novel, so I must have so much monologue. And I hit my pop filter again, whoops. Forget my doubts. We just have to see where the night takes us. Periwinkle takes his plate to the sink and begins to wash up. I can take care of that. Nonsense, you just cooked us dinner. It's your turn to relax, my sweet. Are you sure I can't help? I wouldn't mind at all. You could help by bringing me your plate when you're finished. Okay. Pastel does as he's told and wanders over to the couch. Hey, if you have anyone you want to introduce me to, I'd be happy to meet them. Return the favor sort of thing. I know it can be awkward though, so if not, that's okay too. No one comes to mind. Well, I mean, I guess her friend, the friend of the apothecary. That's one person that was kind of like that. Already happened though. Really? Sure, I know a lot of people, but I couldn't say I'm particularly close with any of them. Except maybe one. I already met my business partner. Oh, at the apothecary, right? Precisely. What's with that look? No, nothing. I just don't know what to say now. You expected someone as charismatic as me to have all sorts of new people to introduce you to then? I guess so, I'm just surprised. I really like being around you, so I expected that'd be true for your other friends too. I say you're probably the closest I've ever been with someone. Literally speaking. Like physically, right now. They laugh together, then fall into a comfortable silence. With their heads leaned together, Periwinkle nuzzles his face to Pastel's shoulder affectionately. After a few moments, Pastel asks, "Do you want to get in bed? For sleep or for pleasure? That's up to you." Periwinkle stands, then turns around to take Pastel's hands. "Come on then." He leads into the bedroom, closing the door behind them. When he does, Pastel speaks up again. "You know, I'm still finding it hard to believe there's no one else you're close to." 2 is a reasonable number. You had 2 friends as well, did you not? Syrup and Gumdrop. If it's more complicated than that, then the writer has to think up of new characters, you know? Gotta keep it small. You know how like in sitcoms, you know, you always see the same, same characters all the time? That's the reason, because if the main characters are too much, you know, then they have to write for so many characters at the same time. The story gets very complicated. Anyway. Fair point, but counting you makes 3. Now you have me beat. Perhaps I should try harder to catch up. Periwinkle collapses into bed, while Pastel sits down beside him. "I think I preferred it though, keeping a healthy distance from others." "Really? How come?" "The alternative has been disastrous in my experience. I'm far too intense." "What do you mean by that?" "Goodness, my best example is the worst one. In my teenage years, there was a boy I would have done anything for. I wanted his approval so badly, I wanted to be loved. It's funny, I can't ever think of what drew me to him. I suppose he was just a vessel to project onto, an idealized boyfriend, this shortcut to happiness. Poor guy. He didn't know what to do with the torrent of feelings I've been forcing onto him. We were young. A love like that is much too painful, if it can be even called love. It took some practice to be able to separate the emotions out, to be able to indulge in the romantic and sexual energy I crave while protecting my fragile heart. But ever since I figured it out, I've got to experience all sorts of love for all these casual flings. What am I saying? It's perfect for me. The ideal life, really. Don't listen to me, Pastel." "I don't know if your heart is as fragile as you think." "You don't believe me? Despite what it seems, I have the heart of an innocent maiden, you know?" "I don't know about innocent, but..." Pastel leans forward and lays his hand on Periwinkle's chest. "Sounds pretty strong to me. You gotta use a stethoscope? Pastel, this is improper procedures. You have a license for this?" "No. It's beating harder now." "Not because you suddenly embraced me. See, this is what I mean by fragile." Periwinkle struggles out from under him, and the pair sits facing each other on the bed. "You know, at first, I thought romantic stuff was just a formality for you, but you actually love it, huh? Are you really realizing that now?" "I guess not." "What are you trying to say, Pastel? That's okay for me to love you? That I'll be safe? Then hurry up and kiss me." "Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting." Heart. Even he's using hearts. It's an infection. The heart infections. Pastel closes the distance between them. "I'm too weak. The words won't come out." As they kiss, Periwinkle becomes more and more entangled in his thoughts. "It hurts. I want to be even closer." He lets himself fall backward, bring Pastel down with him. "This isn't nearly enough to satisfy me. Just please don't stop." Okay, fade to black. Okay. Periwinkle's heart cried out. His jumbled emotions caught his throat, manifesting through his hands, clinging desperately to Pastel, who continued to kiss him and hold him through the night. Fade to black. Chapter 7. Shooting Stars. A lot of fade to blacks in this visual novel. The next morning, Periwinkle steps out onto his doorstep with a heavy sigh. Okay, wearing a hoodie? Or like a raincoat of some sort? Anyway, if I lay around in bed all day, I only feel more miserable. I need to stop avoiding my work. I have to talk to Astragalus. Oh yeah, that's the name, by the way. I keep forgetting her name. Astragalus. I don't know. Astragalus. She isn't going to be pleased with me, though. Holding his mantle tightly, he makes his way to the apothecary. Oh, it's a mantle. It's like a cape, you know? It's like a adventurer's cape. When he arrives, Astragalus is preoccupied with arranging some of her merchandise. She turns abruptly at the unexpected sound of the door's chime. "Hey, we're not open yet." "Oh, huh? Periwinkle?" "Good morning, Astragalus. I haven't seen you all month. I barely recognize you under that hood. I was about to come and knock on your damn door if you didn't show your face here soon. You've got a huge backlog of orders waiting." "I can't take them. My magic is useless." What do you mean useless? Periwinkle meekly hands over one of his pale pink vials. This is all I can make. It's been this way for ages. Let's see. Astragalus unscrews the top and eyes Periwinkle suspiciously before giving it a whiff. Oh, that's powerful. Not bad, though. Warms me right up. It's stand to be diluted a little, just to make it less overwhelming. So, what's got you stuck on a scent like this? It's Pastel. He's ruined me. I'll never be able to return to the way I was before. I see. So things got complicated just like I warned you. I love you so much I think I might die. Come on, back room now. Periwinkle nods and obediently follows Astragalus into a private office. He quietly takes in his surroundings before she suddenly turns him with a raised finger. Don't touch anything. Astragalus drags a beanbag chair out from the corner and plops it in the middle of the room unceremoniously. Sit. It's Dusty. You're such a diva. She gives a couple of good smacks, beating dust into the air instead. Now sit. Very well. He complies and Astragalus spins her office chair around to face him. Alright, Periwinkle. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna brew us some tea, and you're gonna explain everything from the beginning. Explain what? About Pastel, even the stuff I already know, everything from the top. Everything? Skip the bedroom details, obviously. This is a safe for work game. Just walk me through anything important that happened since you met. I don't want to. Reliving it all is going to make things worse. Astragalus stands and walks over to her kettle to start the tea. Alright, you lovesick dolt. You wanna know why exactly your magic's been stuck like that? It's because you don't have an outlet for all those emotions. Instead, you keep balling them up. Literally, I guess. It's all that comes out because it's all there is inside you. So let it all out. What, you think I'm gonna judge you? No, I don't know. Would you rather spill it all to him instead? I can't, it's too much. Then tell me, a neutral third party. Actually, I can't say that I'm neutral. I need to find a new supplier who couldn't fill my orders anymore. I do feel a little more at ease imagining this is all a business matter for you. Then just think of it like that. Astragalus pours their tea and returns their two mugs in hand. With a heavy sigh, Periwinkle finally relents and begins his story. And there you go. I told her everything I could think of. My first impressions of him, how he continuously subverted my expectations. My mistakes, appearing where I shouldn't have, then going into a desperate spiral as I try to get rid of myself of the guilt over it. How he was the one to come to apologize afterward. Our date that day, which was so wonderful, but which also laid bare the feelings I was too afraid to acknowledge. I latched onto any alternative explanation I could in order to escape them. The moment I could finally admit it to myself, all the ways he's changed my life for the better. How we grew closer and closer, while I held those feelings tighter to my chest. I told her how he had finally worked up the courage to introduce me to his friends, how his hand trembled in mine as we walked out the door together, the point of contention, a far-off goal I had decided would have to be met before advancing. Everything up to the state I am in now, useless, paralyzed, and sobbing. Astragalus listened patiently through all of it. She asked questions from time to time, clarification on the time frame of certain details. Her reaffirming comments offered such comfort, such relief to this pain I kept confined to my own heart, until finally I have nothing left to say. Astragalus sits back in her chair and heaves a sigh. So, how are you feeling? There's a certain clarity laid out all at once, but I still don't know what I can do to push things forward. Could he even handle the rejection? He won't reject you. What makes you so certain? That boy is madly in love with you. Why else would he devote all that time and energy to making you happy? Because I'm great in bed, obviously. Quit deflecting. You know that's not all it is. I don't want to leave any room for doubt. If I were to confess now it didn't go well, I'll be destroyed beyond repair. That's why if I'm going to say it, I want to be the sure thing. Life ain't about sure things. Even so, I'm going to wait for the opportune moment before exposing my vulnerable heart. As long as you've got a plan. Astragalus leans down to pick up Periwinkle's empty mug, then holds it in front of him. Try your magic again. Whatever scent you want, just pour it right in the cup. Periwinkle nervously draws his wand, holds it out to the cup, and closes his eyes and taps. Is it... chamomile? It isn't peach. I'm cured. Yeah, dumbass. You forgot this is an apothecary? Ah, it is, isn't it? Next time you got a problem with your magic, don't sit around crying about it on your own. Come straight to me and I'll fix you up. Thank you, I'm truly glad that we're friends. I would be lost without you. Business associates, don't forget I've got loads of orders for you now that you're back to normal. I'll go home and fill them right away, but first, may I hug you? Not a chance. It was worth a shot. You'll accept my platonic affection one day. Yeah, get out of my office, Periwinkle. Get the frick out. Get the frick out. No. The pair exits the back room, but they only make it a few steps before Periwinkle turns on his heel. One more thing before I go. What's up? I've been curious to ask. The last time I was here, you told me that magic can be interpreted as a judge of one's character. Alright. When I changed my mind about Pastel. Yes, precisely. It's rather impressive that you could see through to his true nature despite having only just met. Sure, but he was pretty easy to read. Don't be too impressed. Well? Well, what? What does my magic say about me? I'm dying to know. Your magic was always lively and carefree, compassionate too, like Pastel's. How could you possibly read something like carefree from perfume? Hey, I'm just telling you the vibes I got over the years. Your rumors prioritized pleasure, but there was definitely a hint of loneliness in them too. Alright, now I know you're making things up. I've always had someone to keep me company. Well, just because you always got someone around doesn't mean you can't be lonely. And I suppose someone like you would know a thing or two about loneliness, I'm not lonely at all. In fact, I prefer to be alone. You, on the other hand, can't stand it for even a second. That's why you always run off chasing someone to fill the void. Well, that certainly isn't true. The peach stuff gave me early was pure loneliness. It was crying out like, please, Pastel, never leave me. Oh, this isn't funny anymore. Forget that I asked. Sorry, couldn't resist. I suppose you're right, though. I've been able to tell him that in words. I can't keep holding back. He has to know, no matter the outcome. Good luck, okay? I'm sure it'll turn out just fine. Yes, it likely will. Thank you again. I'm truly grateful for all that you've done for me. As Regulus waves him off and Periwinkle leaves the apothecary with newfound resolve. He's become Super Saiyan 2, you see, with all that hyperbolic time chamber training. No, I spent those next several days catching up on my work. Magic truly does come so easily with a clear mind. If only I swallowed my pride sooner. I completed batch after batch almost effortlessly, going down the long checklist the stragglers had given me. I had even felt tired by the end of it, as if all this energy had been stored up inside me all along. It was a relief to return to somewhat normalcy. Think if Pastel no longer caused my heart to ache, at least not enough to put me in a state of total despondence. Instead, those thoughts served as motivation. The way forward was clear. I would tell him how I felt, and surely things would turn out just fine. I mean, probably, because, it would be incredibly anticlimactic. It'd be like, nah, sorry, I was just messing around. I'm not really interested in you. See ya, smell you later, says Pastel. No, that doesn't happen. The following night, Pastel shows up on Periwinkle's doorstep. Get dressed. I want to take you somewhere. And where exactly am I being whisked away to? You'll see. Wear comfortable shoes, okay? How mysterious. Very well, I'll be ready momentarily. This is it. The dramatic confession scene is upon us. It's like my Japanese animes. I have to look my best. Good luck, of course. And for confidence. Look your best. I don't know. Ironically, I think the best is not having any accessories at all. How about that? It's like, that's how it works, right? Dramatic scene is like, just don't wear any extra accessories. It's just purely the person themselves, maybe? I don't know. Hand in hand, the pair makes their way to the train station. I had even playing something while I was sequestered away from my work. Or sequestered? But still is always so full of surprises. Positively delightful. I hope I didn't interrupt any plans you have for tonight. Oh, not at all. It was about time I got out of the house again. I've actually had a very productive past several days, toiling away over my perfumes. I thought that might be the case, since you hadn't dropped by in a while. Did you miss me? Well, Periwinkle hugs Pastel's arm tightly as they continue their walk. I miss you too. So sickly sweet. When Pastel and I stepped off the train, we were greeted by grassy fields, a sky full of luminous stars. Just where is he taking me? A trail of lanterns lights a lone path forward. Pastel takes the lead. It's a bit of a walk from here, but I promise it'll be worth it. A long walk, hmm? Can we take a ride on your broom together? Nah, it'll defeat the purpose. It'll feel more rewarding getting there on foot. Fair enough. Try to though that you willingly pass on the opportunity for me to cling on to you. Well, we can fly on the way back if you want. Pastel offers his hand again, which Periwinkle takes with a smile. Tell me more about your relationship with magic. What do you mean? It was the same when we cleaned my house together. You insisted on doing things manually. Not that I minded at all. Saying you lift so many heavy things was a treat in itself. Well, ever since I was young, it was clear I was, ridiculously talented, as they put it, okay? My moms, plural, wanted me to be a traditional witch. They enrolled me in one of the top schools so I could learn from the best. It was an all-girls school, though. Guess I was young enough that no one realized I was a boy. I really didn't belong there, on any level. But I kept at it as long as I could, just enough to keep my parents happy, until I go out and live on my own. Okay, by the way, I did mention something about parents, by the way, so no, their parents are mentioned, I guess. Again, ironically, you would think introducing, Periwinkle to his parents might be a thing would be worth fussing over. As my neighbor drags furniture in the background and through my walls. But friends? I don't know. I feel like it's not big of a deal. Anyway, I still don't understand exactly why, but I always felt uncomfortable using my magic. It felt like cheating, like this kind of power shouldn't come so easily. That's what I'm saying. You should ban all magic ever. No, so I thought so too. I guess that's why I latched onto her when we met. She used to really hate magic, which worked out perfectly for me. It was a good excuse to pretend to be a regular human like her. So that's what I did for the past 7 years. 7 years? That's quite a long time. Yeah, but there was a lot to distract me back then. It took a while to get Ulterior Suites up and running. And Sai did eventually find out. I thought she disowned me when she did. But instead she told me I shouldn't have hid it, even though I doubt we would have become friends if I told her from the beginning. Quite impossible to please, You have no idea. But ever since she said that, I've been able to start embracing magic again, on my own terms. I'm beginning to grasp why he values her so highly. I'm sorry that I just keep talking about myself. Don't apologize, I'm the one who asked. Besides, I'm content to listen. Say as much as you like. Thanks. Periwinkle gives Pastel's hand a reassuring squeeze. I love him. I have to find the right moment to tell him that. It shouldn't be now while the neighbor is dragging furniture and making sounds, so it just gets picked up in the microphone. But should it be now, during this romantic walk? But he still has yet to reveal our destination. What do you have in store for me, Pastel? I think I might be too used to how Sai is. She's usually so preoccupied with her own stuff. So it's nice having someone who actually wants to listen to me. That makes her sound like such a horrible friend. She's really not. You certainly haven't made a convincing case for her. I know, but that wasn't the point I was trying to make. Oh? I really... Yes? Let me start over. Pastel takes a deep breath before continuing. Going back to what we were talking about before, with my magic and everything. I think I have trouble accepting myself for what I am. I tend to hide things even when I don't need to. Being with you feels like it's better not to hide, like I'm allowed to just be. Or more like celebrated for being... I don't know, that feels weird to say. You can stop me if I'm being too much. It's because I love you, why can't I just say that? Oh, we're here. We are? Okay. Is it it's just something to look at? Landscape of some sort? A scenery, maybe? When we came over the hill, the vastness of the night sky overwhelmed me. But more than that, the field of small blue flowers that stretched as far as the eye could see matches so perfectly. Pastel. They're periwinkles. Yeah, just like your name, get it? It's a pun. No, they're periwinkles. When I looked up where to find some, I found out about this place. Apparently it's a famous date spot. I thought you'd like to see it, so... I I should have told you I'm weak to romance, Pastel. Or I shouldn't have told you that I'm weak to romance, Pastel. Oh, a shooting star. Or more shooting stars, actually. A glint catches Periwinkle's eyes, and he looks up to notice a meteor shower has begun. Ah. Oh good, it started just in time. You planned this too? Well, I knew this was supposed to be happening tonight, so... Pastel. Ah. Periwinkle tackles Pastel to the ground, landing him in the field of flowers. This is perfect. It's like anime. It's like literally is anime. I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. I guess I went a little overboard. A little. This is the most romantic thing anyone's ever done for me. He buries his face in Pastel's chest, holding him close. Well, there's actually one more thing I wanted to say. He can feel Pastel's heart pounding. Where do I start? You know how Sai and Gumchuck are really important to me? I always thought I need to keep myself available for them, to take care of the store and everything. But in practice, that just meant I never really took any time for myself. Like my own needs were something I could just bury, and it would be fine because it's for their own sake. I guess that's part of why I go out with random guys in secret. That's something just for me, totally detached from everything else. I tried having a real relationship once. It didn't work out. Obviously, I never told Sai about him. But that made me think that I was right to continue on the way I had been, since I wasn't willing to let my priorities shift. Periwinkle grips Pastel's cloak a little tighter. What are you saying? I guess, that with you I don't mind as much. He's going to beat me to it at this rate. I can't let that happen. Periwinkle suddenly rolls himself on top of Pastel, pinning him down. Pastel, I'm in love with you. Well, since when? Since when? Since when that happened? I don't know. Maybe this the whole time? I only admitted to myself that morning you made me pancakes. Oh, he's not summoning the meteor shower himself, even the real magic. Yeah, if you really wanted to be romantic, he would just summon the meteors, right? Was I saying something about like him summoning meteors? Anyway, that's what it took. Pancakes is all it took. It's just pancakes. Yes, that's how you do it. That's how you capture all the hearts. You just make pancakes. Why? How long have you felt this way? Oh, since having to carry you home after spending the day together, I think that's when I first realized it. Why did you say something? I've been suffering in silence this entire time. I thought you wanted to keep it casual. That's what I was saying in the first place. We saw each other almost every day. How is that casual? But you never acted any different, and I was busy sorting out through my own feelings anyway. So was I. That's no excuse for how long you kept me waiting. I won't forgive you. What? Why are you smiling like that? Well, it's cute, seeing you all worked up like this. Periwinkle struggles to his feet and begins stomping away. You could have saved me a lot of heartache, you know. Pastel sits up, straightening out his cloak and retrieving his hat. Where are you going? Come back. No, I'm too upset. Perry, I was convinced that I could curse myself some kind of love potion. My fake aphrodisiac turned real. What in the world? Because we didn't fuck that day. Fuck was supposed to be the entire part of it. Perry, don't say that. That's so crass. Everything spiraled out of control since then. I couldn't stop thinking about you. You broke my magic for weeks and weeks. All I could conjure was that stupid peach blossom scent. Really? Yes, until just the other day, which I spent crying in the dusty back room of the apothecary telling Astragalus all about it. Astragalus? I can never say that word right. After all that, everything I spent so long preparing my heart for, you have the nerve to try to confess first. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I already said I won't forgive you. What do you want me to do then? I don't know. Fucking kiss me if you love me so much. Alright. Pastel approaches, gently raising a hand to Periwinkle's cheek, and does exactly as he's told. I love you. It's weird. By the way, it's weird saying, I don't know, man. I read everything out loud. It's so freaking, like, I don't know what the word is. I said it before, sickeningly sweet. It's too wholesome. Anyway, makes me want to barf, but like in a good way, you know. It's not. I'm not hating this. It's just, you know, it's too much. Periwinkle's heart skips a beat. I love you too. He hugs Pastel tightly, careful not to knock over him this time. I'm internally barfing. but you know, it's not like I don't hate it. It's just it's just it takes everything I've got to keep myself from bursting into tears. I won't ruin my makeup on this perfect date. This beautiful place that Pastel chose just for us. I can't have my memory of this perfect night obscured by tears. It looks like the meteor shower is over. Take me home. Are you still mad at me? I'm not mad at you. I've never seen you like this. I don't know how else I should interpret it. I'm overwhelmed, elated, relieved, and frustrated. I want to get in bed so you can hold me close all night. I don't think I'd be convinced that this was real unless you won't do that, so please? That sounds really nice. Okay, if it's to convince you, I guess I have no choice. Heart. Just heart.
You look so pretty.
Uh-oh. Credits, and also custom song for this?
Against the starry night sky.
Against the starry night sky. Oh, there you go. I guess that was it for this game. Basically, I just read a bunch of fan fiction by the developer who made... I mean, it's not really fan fiction. It's like fan fiction of their own work. So it's not fan fiction unless they're a fan of their own work, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's also a little bit raunchy, you know? It's a little raunchy. Gosh, more than I expect from a Nomnomnami game, to be honest. So it was a little much. But you know, it's cute, it's wholesome. It's just too cute, you know? It's too much. It's too much. Maybe I'm just jealous. But like, it's just... Ugh. Why are they so perfect? What the heck? Anyway. But there you go. This is the game that, again, part of the reason I wanted to play this, because, I mean, for one, it's Nomnomnami. I've been playing a lot of Nomnomnami games in the past, so I like the art, obviously. I like their games, I like her games, I like the art and everything. It's super cute, so I always play them. But also, the developer has been gushing so much over this game the entire time on Twitter, so, like, I wanted to check it out. And I think it really was just, like, it's very, indulgent. Yeah, that's the word. It's very indulgent, is all I'm saying. But it's fine. There's some good moments, I feel like. You know, I like the funny moments, actually. And everything. But anyway. Yeah, it's cute, but Periwinkle is just really horny. So horny. Oh, hey, Odin Z8? Welcome. Got a bit of a raid here. Thank you very much. Oh, someone got tied up for spamming too much symbols. That's cool. I'm almost done though. This is it for this part. So let me see. Let me read this part though. Let's see. Thank you for reading Starry Flowers, a beautiful memoir dealing my first experience with true love. As a reward for finishing the story, you may now access the extra scenes and bonus chapters along with a lovely image gallery. Okay. Bonus chapter. I might check that out actually before I finish. A memoir? Perry, how detailed is this? Don't worry, my sweet. I've kindly skipped over all the sex scenes. No, can't show that, so you have nothing to be embarrassed about. The stuff leading up to those is still embarrassing. How much you leave in? Oh, it doesn't matter. This isn't canon. Merely an excuse to speak directly to the reader, just breaking the fourth wall real quick. I will never reveal such private details about you, such as your fetishes, without your explicit consent. That's enough. End the scene. Please enjoy the bonus material. Thanks again. All right, there you go. Yeah, thanks for the raid. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's really awkward though because I'm basically I'm basically at the end of my streams. This is the last game I was playing, so I don't know if you're probably not gonna get a lot of context from this. But hold on, let me just check out a little bonus stuff. Yeah, it was a really cute. I mean, if you don't know, very very cute story between two witch boys. I guess the developer usually makes a lot of cute games. This one was definitely a lot hornier than the other ones. He needs to go to horny jail. Anyway, art gallery? Is this just CG, I guess? Yeah, it's just CG. There you go. Whee! CG, yeah. Smooch. Is it like... Well, each one, this is for the chapters, right? How do I... Oh, there you go. It's kind of weird UI, but you have to press the arrows, and then they smooch. A lot of smooching in this game, by the way. Check it out if you're interested in that. Anyway. Alright, well, we saw all that, right? Let's see concept art. Well, that's concept art. Custom, that's cool. Yeah. Ooh. A lot of characters that have been introduced in the game that might come up in other games. That's what the developer often does. They sometimes introduce a lot of side characters and then they get their own game later on or something. I don't know. Something like that. Some music, some more CG. There you go. Saru. I wonder when the manga that she read, or he read, I don't know why I say she, he read, because I'm looking at a shoujo manga, I think of girl. I wonder if the manga that he read was a reference to any other manga, or is it just like a generic shoujo manga? Yeah, there's a lot of lesbians. You check it out. If you missed the stream, you could it's gonna be on the VOD and also upload this on YouTube, but you can also check it out yourself. It's a free game on itch.io. Well, you can pay what you want, but at minimum you can play for free. Definitely check out Nomnomnami's games. I really like them. They're all kind of wholesome and cute. Let's see. Extra scenes? What's extra scenes? Busted lamp? What's this? Oh, there's a lot actually. There's a lot, but there's like extras. There's a lot. I don't know. I don't know if I'll go through all of them, but let's see. The day actually has asked Pastel to work his magic on her busted lamp. He happily agrees. Meanwhile, Periwinkle looks on, arms folded and pouting. There, how's it look? It's not exactly like it was before, but beggars can't be choosers. It'd be help if I knew the original shape. I had to guess from looking at the pieces. Nah, better than this pile of glass. Thanks, kiddo. You should probably do something to fix your boyfriend's face next. My face doesn't need fixing. I'm looking flawless as ever. Perry, if you're finished being used, however, I'd like to have you back now, please. It was just a small favor, I really don't mind. In fact, I'm happy to help. See, he's more than willing. Stop exploiting his kindness. Let me know if there's anything else I can fix for you, ma'am. Now that you mention it, I'm sure there were a few other things. I'll be right back. Okay, more things to fix. Astragalus, so can't say that right, Astragalus, takes her repair lamp and heads into her office to retrieve the next broken object. Harry, it's really nothing to get upset over. This is just an excuse for us to get to know each other better. I would rather you not be categorized as a tool in her mind, but if you insist, I'll let her know if she starts asking too much of me, so no more pouting, okay? How can I refuse such a gentle command? As long as you're in a better mood now. I am. Besides, it's quite hilarious to hear you call her ma'am in earnest. Huh? She's older than us, isn't she? We should respect our elders. Pastel, if you call her an elder to her face, she'll go absolutely ballistic. Turns out there were a few things. I got them right here. Oh, look at that. You really did fix his face. Damn, nice work. Listen, Astragalus, you'll never guess what Pastel just said. Wait, you're telling her? Didn't you just say she'll get mad? What am I about to get mad at? Were you saying something behind my back? Harry, please, I'm innocent. Alright, a lot of like filler scenes, I guess. Okay, fine, I'll go through all of them. It looks interesting. Periwinkle walks into Tilly's suites to pick up Pastel for a date, but instead he's greeted by an enthusiastic golem. Okay, it's interesting. Oh, yeah, we get to spend more time with the characters, actually. Gumdrop, for example, was like one of the main characters in Pastel's original game. Periwinkle is here. Welcome. Gumdrop, how lovely to see you. I've come to retrieve my boyfriend. Master Pastel's downstairs here right now. He'll return soon if you don't mind waiting. Certainly. I'm in no rush. ... ellipses. You aren't one for small talk, are you, Gumdrop? Small talk? Yes, I think talking at a normal volume is best. How funny. Pastels give you quite the sense of humor. Master Pastel is wonderful. I love him very much. I feel the same. He's always so happy when he comes back from visiting you. Thank you for always taking care of him. Oh, it's my pleasure. I was hoping to take care of him tonight as well. Please do. It's fun to watch his face turn pink, like mine. Gumdrop, what are you telling him? Yes, pink, just like that. Oh, there you are, my sweet. Are you ready to spend a lovely evening with me? I can't believe I let this happen. You two should never be allowed to speak to each other unsupervised. You know, this Gumdrop is too innocent for you. Oh, if it's not allowed, I'll refrain from greeting him next time. No, listen to him, Gumdrop. He just doesn't want us trading information. Please, tell me more about how Pastel acts in the mornings after he slept over. Harry, no, we're leaving right now. Okay. Cuddly Witch, right? Periwinkle and Pastel are on a date when they run into a familiar face. Oh, here she is again. Oh, it's Periwinkle. Cassia, it's been a while. How have you been? It's been just perfect. Moving in with my partners went really well. Every single night I get to fall asleep while snuggling the both of them. Life really couldn't be better. Anyway, I hope things have been going just as well for you, Periwinkle. They have indeed. But first, introductions. Pastel, this is Cassia. She's a very sweet and cuddly witch, as you probably gathered. Nice to meet you. And Cassia, this is my boyfriend, Pastel. Can you believe I finally settled down? Really? I never would have guessed. Wow, I'm so happy for you. You look so cute together. I know, right? We're a perfect match. I'm so glad I don't have to worry about you anymore, Periwinkle. You always used to be so closed off, and maybe want to cuddle you lots and lots so you didn't feel lonely. Is that how it was? I think her affections were only given out of pity. Is that why she attempted to pull me into a relationship back then? I'm glad there was someone out there who could open your heart. Good job, Pastel. Hey, that sounds like you tried your best to take care of him. I appreciate it. I really did, but he wouldn't let me in at all. I had to give up in the end. At least you can be friends now, right, Periwinkle? Yes, of course. I apologize for having worried you so. That's okay, as long as you promise to come over for dinner sometimes. You can bring Pastel, it'd be like a double date. Does that sound fun? A double date? That certainly does sound like an entertaining night. What do you think, Pastel? Will you accompany me to dinner with Cassia and her partners? Yeah, sounds nice. I'd love to. Then it's settled. I have to get back to my errands, but I'll contact you the next time I'm free, okay? Lovely. It was nice seeing you again. Alright. Pink hair. Oh, nothing. I just noticed you kind of have a type, don't you? And what type would that be exactly? Cute and pink? Please. I would say that your hair is closer to white than it is pink. Yeah, I don't know it's exactly pink. More like maybe a pale pink. Sure. Still pink though. Oh, hush. You know you're the only one for me, my sweet. I know, it's just funny. Oh, I see. You only brought it up to make fun of me. Honestly, I'm the one who's supposed to tease you. How can you turn the tables on me like this, Pastel? Sorry. Do you want a kiss? Yes, always. Periwinkle cheerfully accepts his apology kiss and they continue on their way. Alright. Paradigm. I have a great narrative voice, thanks. I've actually changed microphones, so I wonder if the quality of my voice has been maybe a little downgraded, I don't know. I've been like fiddling with, I'm really finicky with my audio. Like add some equalizing, some compression. I really want the voice to come out good. That's kind of what I try to do. Anyway. Pastel is happily organizing Periwinkle's closet, with conscious permission this time. Mouse away. What's in the box? Did you find my hidden collection of sex toys? No, I'm pretty sure that's not what's in there. Wow, Pastel's not embarrassed by that anymore. He's just used to it by now. What a boring reaction. How can you be so sure? Because if it was, I probably would have known about it by now. Touché, you would indeed. Can I open it? Let's see. Periwinkle rolls out of bed to kneel next to Pastel. Some of my old modeling photos are in here, along with a few other keepsakes. Oh yeah, that was also kind of like a plot point, by the way. Something about Periwinkle, like, doing modeling in the past, but then he doesn't do it anymore, I guess. It brings up bad memories for some reason, though. I don't know. Very, very mysterious. Modeling? Yes, a rather short-lived career. It wasn't quite what I'd hoped, being made to look the way someone else wants. I'm much happier dressing myself, thank you. I'm not some doll. Nothing against other models, of course. It just wasn't for me. You can look through them if you like. I only kept the ones I look best in. You've gone so quiet. What kinds of naughty foes are you imagining? I wasn't. I just didn't want to intrude in your past. Intrude all you like. My past, present, and future are all yours for the taking, my sweet. Okay, I'm looking. Looking at all the photos. Pastel opens the box and picks up the small stack of photos contained within. Periwinkle watches over his shoulder as he goes through them. It's been a while since I've seen these. Goodness, I look so unhappy in some of them. Did I keep one? Sorry, I hope that's not weird to ask. You just look really nice in this one in particular. He chose one of the ones where I actually like what I'm wearing. How did you guess, Pastel? Take it. The rest can be thrown away. I don't need them anymore. Okay. Maybe I should take more than one then. If it's more photos you want, I can take sexier ones for you. Never mind. I'm gonna be too embarrassed to even look at these on my own anyway, it's fine. In that case, could I take sexy photos of you instead? No! Let's do a little sexy pose. Alright, and one more. Night on the town. Periwinkle takes Pastel out for a night on the town. It's been so long since I've been out to any clubs. I hope I won't stand out too much. Don't worry, my sweet. If anyone starts hitting on you, I'll come to your rescue. Are you expecting me to need to be rescued? Periwinkle, himbo witch. Glad to see you finally returned to nightlife. Oh, and you've already picked someone up before even walking into the club? You work faster than ever. I picked this one up long time ago. Allow me to introduce you. This is my boyfriend, Pastel. Hello, nice to meet you. Did I hear that right? Does this mean Periwinkle is taking himself off the market? That's correct. I want all you gossips to see us together tonight. Start spreading the word. Wait, is that really why you invited me out? A secondary gain, my sweet. You should have known I want to show you off. Harry. What a cute pic. Any chance you consider an open relationship? Absolutely not. I refuse to share. You sure? He looks like he might want to. Pastel? No, it's not that. I'm just flattered, I guess. But still, no thank you. See, we aren't the polyamorous type. Are you saying that word? Polyamorous? Polyamorous type. At all. You never stood a chance. Well, congrats to the happy couple. I'm headed inside, so see you around. Farewell. I don't know what voice. I don't know. Himbo. I just think himbo. When I think himbo, I don't know where the origin of that word came from, but like, isn't it like a corruption of the word bimbo? You know, but like as like a very ditzy, like it's kind of an insult, but like a very ditzy like woman, right? But then himbo is like the male equivalent, like someone who's like really handsome and everything, but a little, you know, dim-witted. You know, I don't know. That's not a very nice way to say it, but I feel like that when I think of that though, I think of like a surfer for some reason, like a surfer dude, like bro, what's up, bro? You know, that's what I think of. I don't know why. Anyway, farewell. All right, no open relationships though. Perhaps that single interaction was enough to accomplish my goal. We can return home if you like. Are you sure? You're not just saying that because you got a little jealous. Nonsense. I have nothing to feel jealous over. You're pouting, though. I'm not. Why bother the clubs, Too many prowling singles. I shouldn't taunt them with my perfect catch. Let's return home, after all. I want you all to myself tonight. See, you did get jealous. You're being extra possessive. Now I just figured. Why tire ourselves out on the dance floor when we could go straight to tiring ourselves out in a bed? Perry. God, so great. Bonk him with the horny hammer thing. Anyway, anything else? That was the exorcisms. There's a bonus chapter though, apparently. There's like prologue, chapter 4.5 and 7.5. There's a lot of material. All right, well, let's try. So these ones I guess are just within the story itself. I guess maybe it's cut content or something. What's the prologue? I assume the prologue is before maybe the game actually started, you know? Maybe before they actually met in the first place. Well, Periwinkle is strolling through town when he comes across a certain candy store. Atelier Sweets. Ah, so this is where it is. The place with the cute golem mascot everyone's talking about. I wonder if she's there. Periwinkle takes a peek through the window. I don't see her, but I do see something I like. Periwinkle walks in and promptly approaches the sweet pink-haired boy at the counter. My, he's even cuter up close. Why, hello there. This is the shop famous for the candy golem, is it not? Oh, yes it is. If you want to meet Gumdrop, you unfortunately just missed her. Bad luck on my part. I have to come back another time, I suppose. Sorry about that. Have a nice day. Oh, I wasn't planning on leaving just yet. After all, I came all this way. Right, in that case, I'll leave you to browser selection. Oh no, you're not getting away that easily. Keep me company, won't you? Huh? I'm absolutely useless at making decisions, you see? Oh, certainly. Visibly flustered by Periwinkle's words, the pink-haired boy comes out from behind the counter to assist his customer. Do you have a favorite type of candy? Or maybe flavor? Anything to narrow it down? I'm a bit fickle. What would you recommend? Well, these ones have been pretty popular lately. He gestures to a shelf in front of them. Periwinkle takes a step closer. I'm not asking what's popular. I'm asking what you recommend, mister. Pastel. Pastel. Is that why you decided to work at a candy shop because of your name? No, I just ended up here. I don't think I ever tried pastels before. How could you say they compare to other candies? I'm not sure how to answer that. Miracle leans in a little closer. Suppose I have a taste for myself, Okay, I'll ring you up. Pastel retreats behind the counter once more. Periwinkle can hardly keep himself from giggling with delight. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. Okay. So mischievous. Alright, so that's the pro. I guess that's before they started dating. What's 4.5? I don't know what this is. So in the middle of the story here. Pastel dismounted his broom, careful not to let the sleeping Periwinkle slip from his shoulders. Oh, okay, this is like after they had the little date, and then they walked through the park and everything, and then Periwinkle, fell asleep. And then Pastel needed to, carry him home himself. Time to wake up, Harry. I need your house key. Just... Okay, well, I can't just leave you on the doorstep. So pardon me. Pastel searches Periwinkle's pockets until his fingers brush against what might be a keychain. And when he pulls it out... Oh, what a cute character. Want to tell me where it's from? Or are you still sound asleep? Nyeh. Periwinkle's hands sleep under Pastel's jacket as he snuggles into him, rubbing his chest before settling once more. Are you awake or not? Okay, I found your key, so let's get you in bed. Pastel locks the door and carries Periwinkle inside. When they reach the bedroom, Pastel gently lays him in bed. Now's your last chance to wake up. Despite his prodding, Periwinkle is unresponsive. I have to change you myself, don't I? Where are your pajamas? Pastel opens and closes each dresser drawer until he finally comes across Periwinkle's sleepwear. Here we go, well, this one looks easy to slip on. He returns to Periwinkle on the bed and gets to work undressing him. Oh yes. This happened, by the way. There, you're all tucked in. I guess he didn't really get embarrassed by that, by the way. I mean, I guess, it's not like the first time he's seen him naked, anyway. So I guess I'll head out now. Good night, Perry. As Pastel shifts himself off the edge of the bed to leave, Periwinkle simply grabs onto his sleeve, stopping him in his tracks. Stay. Harry? It's really tempting. It's really, really tempting. So tempting that it scares me a little. Pastel takes Periwinkle's hand and tucks it back under the blanket. Sleep well, okay? I have to head back. Si's already gonna ask all sorts of questions. It was only supposed to be a few hours, but I was just having too much fun. I couldn't just... this is serious, isn't it? Pastel hurriedly makes his way out of the door, a hand over his mouth to hide his troubled expression. Alright, there you go. Just a little scene from that, and a little extra scene here. Let's see, 7.5. I love you. Well, that night, the two of them lay in bed together, wrapped comfortably in each other's arms. Say it again. It's a little bit more of a lewd drawing, I feel like. Anyway, I love you. Periwinkle hugs him tighter each time before pulling back to ask for more. Again. I love you, heart. Okay. Face. He snuggles up to him as close as he possibly can. What's more? Pastel whispered in his ear this time. I love you. Okay. I assume they're screaming with delight. You can't get enough, can you? How can I? This is my ultimate fantasy. This is a little dry. Pastel kisses his forehead. You're so cute. I love you, Pastel. I love you too. Oh my god, this is too romantic. Again. Freaking get out of here, lovebirds. The embarrassing this I was gonna say, get a room, you two, but like literally they are in the room together. I mean, it's exactly what it is. Anyway, this embarrassing display continued through the night, only stopping once Periwinkle fell asleep in Pastel's arms. Okay, I assume that's it. Yeah. Okay, 7.5. Was that the last chapter? Maybe. How many chapters are there? Actually, I guess 7. Okay, that was the last chapter. Okay, that's what happened. That night, I guess. Smooch, smooch, smooch. Smooch, lot of smooching. Ah, yes, pasta. Actually, well, let me double check. I didn't check CG Gallery 3. But, no, okay. I know we've seen this before, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway. little, pretty, but yeah, it's cuddling. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just cuddling. There's nothing overtly sexual about it. Anyway, don't ban me, please. You know? Anyway, there you go. I guess that was it. Just to check out the bonus as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a cute game. Too cute. It is too sweet. This is like actually really too sweet for my taste. Actually, it's not a bad game. Definitely, if you're in the mood for like very very sweet romance, I guess, then definitely maybe it's for you. Yes, last stream got banned. It's a little horny. I gotta say, it's a little horny. I don't know, Nomnomnami. The baby quarantine has been a little bit too harsh on you. Anyway, it's a little horny. I might get banned forever. But before I get banned, let me just say, for YouTube anyway, if you didn't know, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out over there if you're interested. I also have other playthroughs available on the channel, so you can look at those if you want. I've also played a ton of other Nomnomnami games. The other ones, though, I did it pretty early on, you know, so the microphone might be different. I feel like my reading ability wasn't as good back then, but I did play through all the other games. So if you're interested, you can watch those playthroughs, or you can even play them yourselves. You know, I feel like they're good games. I like them, so definitely check them out. They're pretty. I mean, I feel like Nomnomnami is probably one of my favorite developers, really, one of my favorite indie developers, anyway. So definitely, most of the games they release, I'll definitely check them out. Anyway, so yeah, that was it for Starry Flowers. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.